The title promises a list of highlights: Tyranids dissolving bodies in digestion pools on asphodex, a chaos spawn erupting out of a guardsman's torso in a chapel of the ecclesiarchy, a hive tyrant dragging screaming men through the mud of Armageddon. That's the version people expect. Gore taxonomy. Extreme ends ranked by spectacle. That's not what this is. The actual worst deaths in Warhammer 40K are not dramatic aberrations. They are scheduled events. They are signed, filed, and carried out in metal corridors under flickering lumen strips by personnel with job titles. The distinction matters because one version implies the galaxy is violent and unpredictable. The other implies something considerably more uncomfortable, that the most extreme things done to human bodies in the 41st millennium are done by humans, on purpose, with paperwork. A servitor assembly bay on a forge world is not a crime scene. It is infrastructure. Once that distinction is clear, nothing that follows is surprising. It just becomes correct. Start with the official version, because every extreme outcome in the Imperium of Man begins as a solution to a documented problem. The Adeptus Mechanicus on Mars and Metallica, and 1,000 other Forge worlds, maintains the servitor program as a labor continuity measure. Criminals, failed citizens, prisoners of war. These are not wasted. They are processed. The conversion produces a unit capable of operating plasma reactors and maintaining void shield arrays without complaint, without fatigue, and without negotiating shift rotations. From the Mechanicus perspective, a condemned man from a hive spire on Necromunda represents raw biomass with functional limbs. The decision to reassign that biomass to productive labor is not sadistic, it is efficient. The Astra Militarum operates on similar arithmetic with penal legions. A condemned soldier fitted with an explosive collar and handed a laser gun is worth exactly one use: clearing minefields, drawing fire, advancing into positions that trained infantry cannot be risked on. One expendable life preserved 5 trained ones. General Stern on Lorne V did not invent this. He inherited it. The math had already been done by the time the Administratum filed the requisition. The Inquisition takes the same framework to planetary scale. A Genestealer cult infestation discovered beneath Hive Tenebra does not require a ground war. It requires containment. A command authorization from an Inquisitor Lord, a launch sequence aboard an Imperial Navy cruiser. And one cyclonic torpedo ends the problem before it reaches Segmentum Solar. One world dies. A sector survives. The High Lords of Terra do not convene to debate the morality. They evaluate the survival probability and approve the expenditure. Translation: none of these institutions consider themselves cruel. They consider themselves correct. Each practice has institutional logic behind it. Each one exists because something worse was the alternative. From this angle, nothing is arbitrary. It is strategic. A skull opened in a Forge World surgery bay is not cruelty in the Mechanicus ledger. It is labor optimization. That is the official version. Now here is what it actually requires. A condemned citizen transported to a Mechanicus conversion facility arrives in a steel cage. The process is sequential. Cranial drilling rigs open the skull above the memory centers. Electrodes apply targeted heat to burn out higher cognitive function while preserving motor response and basic instruction compliance. A cortical governor chip is inserted behind the prefrontal lobe. Limbs are amputated at the elbow and replaced with hydraulic clamps or mechadendrite sockets depending on the intended function. Eyes are removed and replaced with red augmetic lenses. The spine receives a cable port. The finished unit stands wired into a control panel in a maintenance corridor, running diagnostics, waiting for instruction. Consciousness is not fully removed. It is suppressed. Cortical misfires surface occasionally as twitching fingers, muffled vocalizations beneath steel jaw clamps, or involuntary motor responses. These are logged as acceptable operational variants. The individual is still in there somewhere, behind the governor chip and the burned-out memory centers, with no access to language, no access to identity, no ability to communicate. That condition is not considered a malfunction. It is within tolerance. This narrows the classification from execution to something else entirely. It is permanent captivity inside one's own body, with a cable running from the spine to a wall socket. A penal legionnaire receives a laser gun and a collar. The collar is linked to an officer's remote detonator. Retreat triggers the collar. The choice architecture is binary. Advance into orc gunfire on Armageddon or stop existing. There is no third option. The system does not include one. Names are replaced by numbers stenciled in white paint on flak armor. Identity is administratively deleted before the engagement begins. Nobody calls it a sacrifice when it's scheduled on a requisition form. At planetary scale, the numbers stop being bodies and become compliance statistics. During an exterminatus event, virus bombs ignite atmospheres. Hive cities collapse under pressure waves. Oceans turn into chemical vapor. The administratum records it as a strategic success. The death toll does not appear as a tragedy in the filing system. It appears as a variable that has been resolved. Billions of people die anonymously, and the paperwork is the absolution. Translation: the system does not experience this as loss. It experiences it as closure. Each layer adds a compounding cost. The servitor loses the body, then loses the mind. The penal legionnaire loses the name, then loses the exit. The hive world loses the population, then loses the atmosphere. Each step removes one more option for reversal. Each step makes the previous step feel proportionate by comparison. That is how escalation works when it is built into doctrine. The Drukhari and Kamarag take a different approach, and it is worth noting because it clarifies the spectrum. A captured prisoner suspended on hooked chains above a blood-slicked stone floor in a homunculus coven is not being killed. They are being maintained. Nerve endings are flayed and restored in cycles. Pain is harvested as sustenance for a civilization that feeds on suffering to stave off soul consumption by Slaanesh. The prisoner's body is kept precisely functional enough to continue producing what the Drukhari need. Death is withheld as a resource conservation measure. The worst deaths are not the fastest. They are the ones engineered to continue. Here is why none of this changes. The Imperium of Man is fighting on approximately 1 million fronts simultaneously. Tyrannid hive fleets approaching Baal. Chaos incursions through the Cadian Gate after its fall. Formations sweeping across Segmentum Obscurus. Each crisis reinforces the same conclusion inside Imperial doctrine. Harsh measures are required, and anything that slows the war machine is a liability the Imperium cannot afford. The Adeptus Mechanicus cannot remove the servitor program without collapsing plasma reactor maintenance on Forge worlds that supply the weapons that keep the fronts holding. The Astra Militarum cannot stop using expendable units without increasing casualties among trained veterans who take years to replace. The Inquisition cannot stop authorizing exterminatus without accepting the risk that a single hive world cult spreads to a subsector and becomes unfixable. Reform requires slack. There is no slack. There has never been slack. Failure does not end the model. It validates expansion. If a penal legion mutinies on Vrax, the response is harsher collars and larger formations. If a hive world falls to heresy, exterminatus protocols become standard authorization rather than exceptional approval. The more brutal the galaxy becomes, the further into brutality the Imperium leans. Collapse is not evidence that the system is broken. Inside the doctrine, collapse is evidence that the system was not applied hard enough. Translation: the institutions are not incentivized to reform. They are incentivized to scale. The stable endpoint of this logic is a civilization that industrializes suffering as infrastructure. Forge worlds like Mars run conveyor systems of half-augmented bodies through conversion bays at rates that scale with labor demand. Astra Militarum regiments operate with 80% casualty projections as a baseline expectation in certain campaign theaters, not as a failure condition. Imperial Navy vessels carry cyclonic torpedoes as standard loadout, filed under routine cargo. The High Lords of Terra preside over a ledger where bodies are components, minds are raw material, and planets are expendable assets in a survival calculation that never closes. A torso wired into a macro cannon targeting array on a void fortress is still considered productive. A world scoured clean by virus bombardment is considered contained. The system does not register these as tragedies because tragedies require an alternative outcome to measure against. There was no alternative outcome built into the design. When survival is defined entirely by continuation, every boundary erodes into a cost question, not a moral question, a cost question. And once something is a cost question inside the administratum, the answer is always the same: find the cheapest solution that keeps the war running. The absolute worst deaths in Warhammer 40K are not the ones inflicted by Xenos or demons. They are not exotic punishments in Camera, or random warp accidents aboard a drifting void ship in the Immaterium. Those are at least chaotic. Those are at least unplanned. The worst deaths are standardized outputs: a lobotomy with a serial number stamped on the intake form, a collar that deletes the option of retreat, a torpedo that removes a biosphere from the threat column. None of it is misunderstood. None of it is accidental. None of it emerges from hatred or sadism or institutional failure. It is organized. It is consistent. It is functioning exactly as designed. And that is precisely why it will never be considered a problem.